Welcome back, everyone. We're in downtown Washington, D.C. We're in a beautiful condominium. We're coming to see this gorgeous tank from Nate. It is almost 200-gallon tank. It's SPS dominated. It is one of the most meticulous tanks I've ever seen. I've seen pictures. I just got inside, I got a quick glance at it. Wait till I show you guys the red. Let's go find Nate for some more. Let's go look at him. Come on. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Nice to meet you, man. Thank you for inviting us over, man. What a treat, man. I mean, I can tell you're obsessed with this thing. So, first question, how long you been in the hobby?
I started saltwater in 2007.
2007?
But I had my first freshwater tank when I was 5.
5?
Yeah.
So you've been a hobbyist for a very long time.
Even through college, I had like a 75-gallon turtle tank in my my bedroom.
Oh, and how long has this been running?
This is 11 months.
11 months?
Yeah.
From scratch?
No, I had a Red Sea Reefer 450 next to it, and it moved over. So
you cycled this one while the other one was still running?
Actually, no. I filled it up halfway with fresh water, and literally in 30 minutes, so no new rock. It's just like transplanted over.
So all the same rock, basically?
Right, yeah. So
Were
it
you
was
scared?
just like, yeah, but at the same time, I was like, it's just like a 50% water change. So I made sure the two matched. And then for like a day, I would cycle water back between them, so they kind of shared water.
But did the tank get a little pale after like a week or two, a little bit? Lost some...
Actually, no. Like the Zoes and some of the Acros looked better than they ever had.
Yeah?
But there were a few colonies I did lose, like maybe like 3 or 4 over like a couple months.
Gotcha.
So I just don't know if it was, I think it was the lighting, because I went from 2 lights to 3.
Gotcha.
And I never checked the spectrum or the par. And then when I finally did, it was like way higher than it had ever been.
Gotcha. All right, since you're talking about the lights, you got these beautiful lights that look so slick. What are they?
They're the ATI Stratton lights.
ATI Stratton lights?
Yeah.
And how long have you been running them?
I bought 2 in like January 2001. And then when I upgraded this tank, I bought a third to
Gotcha.
kind of go from edge to edge.
First time I pay attention, I mean, they're so quiet. They don't bring a lot of heat.
Right.
They work great. I mean, the coloration too is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your flow. I see you have 2 MP40s right in the back,
right.
Nicotech Marine.
Yep.
And then what do you have over there?
That's the MaxSpec. Well, I think it's
Gyro?
MaxSpec mixing now. It's the 4K.
Yeah.
And then I have a Tunzi Stream in the back.
So let's dive into your corals, man. I'm so impressed with the coloration that you're achieving on some of these corals. It's incredible. The Shark Attack, Acro right there, the green one on the very middle, the tabling one. I have it on my tank. That thing looks phenomenal, man. You got the Garf Bonsai, Blueberry Fields, whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's the Blueberry Fields.
Yeah, I mean, they're so similar. They're hard to tell apart, but it looks fantastic. And one of my favorite things is these 2 Slimers you got, the purple and the green. And the way you contrast them against each other. I can tell that you're meticulously working the tank. Just everything has a purpose for it, you know? You don't just put 2 colors next to each other just to do it.
Yeah. Like one thing that kind of bugs me is the Frag Farmers Red Robin, and then this table, and then the 3 other, they're all kind of the same color.
It's funny you say that.
But I can't move them because they're encrusted onto the rock.
Yeah, funny you say that. You're gonna have to do, maybe, move that guy before you fully encrust.
Yeah.
Move it maybe somewhere there's more blue, and then put something maybe like green or yellow there.
Yeah, like you can see, I'm always moving stuff around, so some of the corals have like fresh bases because I'm always shuffling, because I'm just always like, that doesn't look right there. I need to move
Yeah,
this.
isn't that funny? A lot of times you have to look at your tank long enough to catch on to be like, man, what don't I like? And then you look at it and you say, if I were that, you almost see it before it happens. And you already know it. Like, you know, once you see it, like, okay, I know exactly where that piece is going. So one thing worth mentioning here, no sand, no starboard, no calcium reactor media, just glass.
Right.
How often you scrape the glass?
I probably scrape it once a month because it grows fast. If I kept it like this, I would have to do it once a week. So it's nice because all my detritus ends up under that rock.
Yeah.
So if I put sand in there, it'll be a lot harder to clean, but it'll look nicer because I don't like the coralline look on the bottom and the back.
I don't either.
People say it might not look natural, but this isn't natural. Black background isn't natural.
Buddy, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So Josh is our general manager in this store. So me and him, we go back and forth. He's got a 125. His back glass is full of coralline and I hate it. To me, if you got a black canvas in the back, you scrape that thing until it's crystal clear because it makes everything jumps out.
Right.
And then what do we have back there? Some Tapotenues, or is that some different Slimer?
That's your Aussie green Slimer.
That's what I figured. Some of the Tapo Slimers, a thinner one.
That thing, I just trimmed it back and
That's
it's already...
cool how it grows different, right?
Yeah. Everyone always says, oh, I already have a Bali Slimer. I was like, it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. As a matter of fact, I just got back from California. I went to a wholesaler named Route 66. Eric, if you're watching, thank you for the hookup. He gave me this this green Slimer that, picture this is the coral, right? And these are the tips. Halfway through the body, it turns purple, and the very tip is bright blue. I swear I got a chunk on my store. I swear, I said, was that? He's like, oh, that's some Slimer that it turned pretty cool. I'm like, dude, I've never seen that. Holy Grail Micro. Holy cannolis.
That thing grows.
How many polyps you started with? 3, 4, 5?
No, I traded a guy with it that had an angelfish that was nipping at it. So it was just like that very top dome. Like it was covered, frag disc covered. And then it was on a square plug. So as it grew out, I cut the square tips off. And I kept a piece to grow out to like offer to people. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to grow that thing out. So I just threw it on that rock.
So the one question I'm going to ask, why you put Dacinia there?
I love it. I love soft coral and different leathers. So that one's the ruby red.
Yeah.
And when I got it, it was super bright red, and it's dulled out a little bit. But
are you afraid it can take over when it gets too
no,
happy?
because that one grows in stalks.
Yeah,
it doesn't split. Like it doesn't drop little babies. So I've already put some in another tank. So I just kind of like.
You're gonna let it attach to the rock, or you're gonna keep it there where it's at?
I'm gonna let it go where it's at, and if it gets any. If it starts to come off that rock, I'll snip it.
Okay, gotcha. So you're keeping it under control.
Right.
That's what I tell people about star polyps all the time. People are like, oh, I like star polyps, but I have to get rid of them. No, if you want star polyps in your tank, put them in there. Just keep them under control. Figure out where you're going to put them. The rock can be removed, or it's not going to touch something else to jump into the next rock and stuff like that. You got your torches over there?
Yeah.
That's the only one you have?
Yeah, I had some others, but I just couldn't find a good spot with all the flow and the light.
And they sting everything.
Yeah, that was the other thing, is they were getting really long. So it was like the amount of space they would take. I was like, but this one I've had even before the Indo ban. So I've had, I mean, that thing grows and grows and grows. The polyps stay real small.
Yeah.
So it's real easy.
Oh, there's got to be 20 heads in there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And I've had it way bigger, and then I chop it in half, and in a couple months, it just grows like a weed.
And then you got your little Goniopora island over there.
Yeah.
How many you guys see from the reflection there?
I got like 6.
6.
Yeah. I kind of want to get more because I really like it. And my wife loves the flowy things.
Yeah. So you have is that a?
It's a blue throat pair.
Okay.
So when I went to the pet store, they were together. And I was like, well, they a pair? Like they weren't, but they hide together. So
you're like, okay, we're gonna grab them together.
Yeah. So they've been in there about 2 years, and I actually saw them doing a mating ritual. The male is a little smaller than the female, and he freaked out and went and hid for a day.
Oh wow. So then you got the flame hog right there. It's one of my favorite fish.
Yeah,
what a personality they have,
them.
Man.
Yeah, they just perch on a coral and look at you.
How about the angel? Is he peeking at anything?
It'll nip, but it doesn't really bother anything.
That's a coral beauty, right?
Yeah, the zoes are kind of closed up. It'll nip at things, but it doesn't really eat anything.
Nothing crazy.
No.
All right, gotcha. And then you got a yellow-tailed damsel here. Yellow tank. How long have you had him?
That one I've had 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
From Hawaii?
It was right before the ban. Yeah, I think it was like the last shipment.
He looks beautiful.
And that thing is worth its weight in gold because it eats bubble algae, it's any algae. So that I don't have a lot of snails in here. It's all from him.
Also, I see marine beta down there hiding.
Yep.
I see some designer clownfish, pretty big one. Is it 1 or 2?
The male died, so she's about 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old.
I can tell because that's pretty large.
Yeah. She used to be so mean, but then once her mate died, she doesn't attack me anymore.
Huh, that's funny.
Yeah, they laid eggs every 2 weeks.
I would think the yellow one attacks you, and it used to be the other way around, huh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions about on your maintenance on the tank. Water changes, no water changes?
Every week.
Oh, every week? What? How much you change?
20 gallons, so it's a little more than, right about 10%.
And what salt are you using?
Instant Ocean.
Instant Ocean. Okay, and what do you dose for calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium?
So I do ESV 2-part.
Okay.
And then I just started doing kalkwasser overnight to help with my pH.
Okay.
Because the condo's so like airtight.
Yeah.
That without that and like a CO2 scrubber, like the pH just drops so low. So I use it just for the pH boost.
Any iodine, any trace elements?
No, I did manganese. Was it manganese for the gonnies?
Okay.
I had more gonnies and I would do that. I'd just add a few drops to my water change. But since I've been doing pretty consistent water changes, I haven't really tried.
And you say you do ESB for the A and B calcium and alkalinity. What about magnesium?
I think it has magnesium in it.
Okay.
I've never, like in 16 years of doing this, I've never had to dose magnesium. I don't know why. I've even had lots of monis and stuff.
Where's the stay at the magnesium?
It's always between like 1280 and 1350.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And your calcium and alkalinity, where's it staying at?
My alkalinity is like between 8 and 8.5.
Okay.
And then calcium's usually like 480.
Okay, can we dive into your filtration?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So who made this sump? It says CW.
It's Turbos Aquatics. So it's kind of like, they make a lot of algae scrubbers, but they make the sump for the algae scrubber. But I bought this one because it has such a big open center that I could put all my frags in there.
Man, they seem to be happy down there, huh?
Yeah.
And then you say you have a CO2 scrubber?
Yeah, so it's right here,
Okay.
and then it's connected to the
skimmer?
The skimmer, yeah.
And then where's it pulling from? Nowhere?
It's just pulling from in here.
And protein skimmer, who makes that?
That's a Deltec.
Deltec?
Yeah.
What model, you know?
The 1000i.
How you like it?
I love it.
Love it?
Everything I buy is based on being quiet. And I've always heard reports that it's the quietest skimmer. So I don't even care how well it performs. It just,
you want it to be
it's
quiet.
so quiet, yeah.
And this is your cold water chamber that you say you dose at night.
Yep.
And I'm assuming we're doing the cold water with one.
Yep.
And the other one's for the A and B, or no? This one's
No,
not
that
working?
one's just empty. I have
I just
another one
noticed.
on the other side. So it's got suicide doors on this. I love this stand. So when you pop over here, that's where all my equipment is.
So what do we have here? You have an Apex controller.
Yep.
So you have a dose right there. One is for the ESB bulk resupply, but you put in the ESB in there?
Yeah, I used to use bulk resupply, and then I swapped over because it's got more of the trace element balance.
ESB has been around for a long time, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I think I was dosing almost a gallon of each part of BRS every 2 weeks, and I think it was messing with my salinity levels. So then since I swapped over, everything's just been killer.
A and B will raise your salinity.
Yeah. So that one, that one's kind of balanced for high dosing. So as it turns, it's not just going to be chloride and sodium ions. You're going to get all the other stuff to make it kind of balance. So.
Gotcha. And then you have a battery backup here from Ecotech.
Yeah. So that's just to keep. Once the power shuts off, and then I have one of those big power banks, battery banks to run. Since I can't run a generator up here.
Of course.
Yeah, so I have it's like a 2 kilowatt hour, so it should last me like a good day.
But I would think being 5 blocks away from the White House, power doesn't go out too often.
Not too often,
I would think it gets repaired right.
We're probably first on the list to come back on.
I think so.
Yeah.
So you have an auto top of back there.
Yep.
And what kind of ATO do you have? Is that
It's a Tunzi. Yeah.
Okay, is that the old one or the new one?
That's the old one.
You know, there's a new one they came out. You can completely take apart.
Yeah, I love that it's way quieter too.
It is.
So once that one dies, I'm gonna.
It's all about quiet, huh?
Then I have a Trident on the other side.
You do?
Yeah, it just didn't fit under there.
It's okay. Can you tell me how you're using your Trident?
So I use it to test, but I check it manually, and then I will adjust it manually. I don't let it control anything.
So you're getting readings out of it.
Right.
That's the same way I'm using it.
And then I double check it every week just to make sure that it's right.
So we did a video from John. He's got a beautiful tank. You know John?
Yeah.
He lets the Trident do his dosing, and that scares me. But hey, he says he's been doing it for a few years, and it works great for him.
I'm kind of a lazy reefer, so I have a certain amount of bandwidth to do my water changes, which I'm very meticulous at and keeping it clean. But any extra equipment, it's just a nightmare for me to try to maintain more stuff.
It's not every single time, but a lot of times, the more equipment that I see, the more complicated the system gets, the less that I see the coral shining, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's like, to me, I was explaining to him earlier, like, if you do less and you change one thing, you know what did it.
Right.
But if you're running ozone and you're running this and you're running down your cold wash and you got T5s and you got this, it's like, you don't know. Was it the T5s that stayed on all night because of the timer failed? You don't know when the corals bleach the next morning. I like it. I like your style. Just keep it simple.
So I had a few acros die recently, and I could pinpoint it to 2 things because I don't really do much. The salinity creeped up because my dropper solution was off, and then I had a pump that the magnet broke.
There you go.
And then once I did big water changes, everything's been fine.
See, but if you would have
Yeah.
a million things going on.
Trace elements and all that. Because people always say, it's like, well, you do the ICP and the trace elements, and then like water throw off. You do a big water change. Like, well, I already do big water changes, so I don't.
This is what I told Fanny. You and me, we think very similar when it comes to this reefing. Everyone is into this no water changes, bacteria-driven, moonshines, ICP test. Hey, if it works for you guys, kudos to you. I mean, it's like cooking. Who am I to tell you that your recipe don't work, right? But to me, it's before we were juggling 3 to 5 things, where alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, salinity, nitrous, phosphates. That was basically the main thing. So 6 things that we're juggling. Now you send this ICP, they're giving you 20 different readings, and now you went from 6 bowls, you still gotta juggle those 6 bowls, and now you got 15 more, and now you're like,
Well, then you second guess, like, is that test even
Exactly,
correct?
So my thing is this, if your tank looks like this, it looks all that, and you've been juggling, let's say, those 5 or 6 bowls, and you became so good at it that you do it in your sleep, then more power to you. Then maybe try something else. Yeah. But I always tell people, achieve your tank looking great with minimal equipment, very simplistic. Like again, I keep telling people, my tank is cold water, a bunch of food, water changes, leave it alone, stability. Kudos to you, man. Your tank looks amazing. Thank you for having us over, man. I appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tank like I did. One of the best ones I've seen this year, especially the presentation. It's like no one I've seen. Kudos to you. I hope you guys will enjoy it. Don't forget to give us a like, follow us in our channel. We'll see you guys on the next episode.